everyone, Tiara here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today's soap is going to be a emerald crystal soap. I'm not quite sure, like, this collection that I'm working on, like what the gemstones, birthstones, geodes. I've done sapphire, I've done like the ruby / garnet, and so now with March coming up I'm going to be doing the emerald. I'm also trying to transition and slide into a lot of my spring scents, you know, my warm sunny florals, and just work themes around that even though it is still February, but that way they'll be ready for you guys to purchase them on the March 1st release. So let's get started and make an emerald green geode, crystal, birthstone, gemstone. So okay, so just to start this off, as usual, I am pouring in my lye solution, and I'm using this strainer because when I was stirring this, I noticed there was just a little bit of hard crystally bits, but they ended up sticking to the bottom anyway, so it didn't really need the strainer. Cool. Alright. Kaolin clay's in here, coconut milk powder is in here, sodium lactate is in here, and I'm just going to give this a whirl, and we're going to split this up into lots of pretty green colors. Alright, so this is just emulsified, still really runny because I'm doing the layers in this soap, which means I don't want this batter to be too thick on me by the time I go to use it. So, splitting this up into the bottom layer, I've got some jade green and some emerald green mica here. And I'm just going to pour off a little bit into each one of these. And I'm probably going to do an in the pot swirl for that layered bottom and then put the gold mica line on like I did before. And then into this big guy, I'm just going to add some more emerald green mica by Nurture. You know, the emerald color, it makes sense, right? So, emerald in there. I'm going to give each one of these a mix, and then we'll start first with the bottom layer. Alright, so those are all mixed up, and I've made, you know, a huge mess of just, yeah, clean that up. Alright, fragrance. The fragrance in this, I am using a wild clover and willow fragrance for this. I gotta give it another sniff. I forget what it smells like. It's like a sweet green scent. It says willow bark, I remember that part, wild clover, and like herbal essence. It smells really good. So I'm just gonna add some of my fragrance into each one of these guys. And then mix that up, and then I'm going to go get my mold and get that over here. So that is a very fast moving fragrance. I'm just going to point that out. I try to read up a little more about behaviors of a fragrance, but in this case I feel like this was a new fragrance and there wasn't a lot on it, but that really sped up. I don't like that at all. I feel like every time I make one of these gemstone soaps, I make it with some fragrance that wants to give me trouble. And this is definitely following a trend here. So, and look how like poopy looking that green turns. It goes back. That just happens with greens. It's the reaction. Alright, so I'm going to just pour this first layer into my mold, and I didn't add the fragrance to that big batter for this reason, and I didn't mix it either. It's still sitting over here pretty fluid, so give that a little whirl, and then I'm just gonna pour, get out of that, I'm just gonna pour in the first layer. I'm gonna scrape it out, I'm gonna give it a little whack, and then I'm going to put on that mica line that I do. And you can see I'm not putting this on a tilt. Usually when I've made these, I've put it on a tilt. but I wanted to do this flat. And I don't always put the two-tone colored in the pot swirl on the bottom. So yes, making this look a little different this time. So let me scrape this out, get that mica together, put that little line on there, and then we'll get moving on that top layer. Oh, that always makes a mess. There's just gold glittery flecks flying everywhere. I put a little bit of, here it is in front of my face, of Alpine Green mica in here because I want to darken it up a little bit. So we're going to have lots of different toned greens in here. So I'm going to give this a mix. I'm going to add that fragrance and I'm going to stir it in because it did not behave very nicely in the other two batches and I stick blended that part. So I'll stir it in this time and see if it works any better. Alright, that looks good. Let's add in that fragrance, stir it up, and start pouring. I'm sorry I always bang this thing all over the bowl and make so much noise, but there's no better way of doing it at first. Anyway, okay, shut up. Alright, I'm going to try to work quickly here and get this mixed in as best as I can. Very, very nice smelling fragrance, not very well behaved. So it is what it is. I tested it for you. I've also got some Alpine Green mica in Melt and Pour over here. And so I'm hoping I can keep this fluid, but give me a moment because I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here for a second. Alright, that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to scrape this out and then I'm going to go get my little PVC pipe halves that I put on to make that little indent in like the crystal's cave on top of the soap. Now for the fun part. I get to press these PVC pipe halves in here like so. Well, that's not right. Where's the other half of the tiara? That looks about right. Alright. Now we're going to push both these guys in there. Like so. And then press these down. Gosh, having trouble with my words today. I'm going to press these down pretty far in there. Like that. And then I've got the sea salt and Alpine Green. You know what that was from? Me trying to find that. Okay, well that can just stay there. I needed to organize them anyway. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start sprinkling. Boy, there's just soap molds all over the place now. At least it was nothing messy, like salts or oils. Alright. What a day. Great. So now I'm going to let this sit probably for 12 hours and then I will test these and see if they slide out of there yet. And then I'll start putting in my little crystal pieces or geode pieces in there. Alright, so this has been sitting for 12 hours and I've already pulled that one out just to give it a try. So I'm gonna try and get this one out as well. Sometimes it pops right out, but you also need to loosen it up a little bit without sticking my finger in the soap. Gotta put this thing back on. I need the support. Alright. There we go. There we go. Alright, now begins the, oops, some socks fell in there, that's okay. The painstaking task of putting in all these little different colored soapy melt and pour squares. And I've just chopped up a bunch of melt and pour in different shades of green. And I'm just going to start with, I think, the darker colors first, even though I just mixed them all up there. And I'm going to stick these in first. Now, trying something differently in this one as well, in this part as well, than what I normally do is I would paint that layer of gold on here. And I think what I want to do is put in a bottom layer of these melt and pour cubes, pour the gold over that, and then go back in and stick some more in before I start pouring in the white melt and pour to kind of bind it and hold it all together. So that is the plan. So I'm just gonna randomly just start sticking these all over the place. It's gonna take a while, but for you it won't. I'll get to speed it up. But funny story first. I have a very funny story, at least I think it's funny, about my first YouTube appearance. I realized I have one of those, and I had to look it up and leave you the link below. Alright, I'm ready now. I'm ready to tell the story. So way back when I was 21 years old, I made my first YouTube appearance, and I've recently watched it again and discovered it and kind of remembered it because I had some friends over the weekend, and we just like to watch, you know, dumb YouTube videos of what we find funny and share it with each other. And so we just sit in front of the iPad watching YouTube videos all night laughing. But my best friend Erica was telling me about My Drunk Kitchen, and she's like, "You've never heard of that before?" And I'm like, "I probably have, but if it was like 7 years ago, I really don't remember. I'm sure I've seen it." So she put it on for me, and I was like, wait a minute, I got something even funnier to show you. You're gonna love this. Because she's known me since 2004, before Brad and I even started dating. She's kind of the reason why Brad and I started dating. That's another story for another day. So she's been around for a long time, and she kind of knows my life and the people in it. Say, for instance, Bradley and his brothers. I lived with Bradley and his parents when I was 21, and he has 2 younger brothers, and they were always getting into trouble. They were always up to something, doing something dumb, and I would just like shake my head and roll my eyes all the time, whether it was skateboarding or playing hockey or baseball. They always had the neighborhood kids over doing pillow fights, recording themselves, and just doing other dumb things that, as a 21-year-old girl, I was just like, I don't think this is cool. I've kind of felt like Wendy and the Lost Boys a lot. And one day I walked into them recording themselves in the kitchen. And yeah, and I was 21, so they were a lot younger than me. And so I just kind of walked into his 2 brothers and 2 of their friends that lived in the neighborhood, and they were doing the grossest thing ever eaten in the whole entire world video. Horrible, Audio, horrible video, just all around terrible stuff. If you want to watch it and you have nothing else better to do with your life, I'll leave the link below. But it was really bad. And I put it on, and it's right after 4th of July. It's July like 6th of 2009. And I had put this on for Erica, not realizing I was in it. Like, it happened so long ago, and I haven't seen it in so long that I forgot I was in it. So I put it on for her, and they're taking all of the condiments that are on the side door of the fridge, and they're putting it on top of waffles with hot dogs and spices, and one of their friends is eating it. And so I just make a little cameo in there, you know, of course, like, what the hell are you guys doing and why? And then I kind of chimed in and we're like, hey, maybe you should do this or add that on top of it. So yeah, I found out I'm on YouTube from like a long time ago. And there's other really ridiculous, silly videos that they've done. There's guys cooking shirtless. I'm sure they love me telling you guys about that. I'm not leaving the links to that down below. They'll probably kill me. So good luck finding it. I don't suggest it. It's really bad. This is what I used to live with before Bradley and I moved out into our house. They still do silly things like that. They're still friends with all the same neighborhood people. But I got a kick out of that. And then Erica, the point of the story is Erica, you know, knows his brothers, and they were actually over earlier that night, so it's just a good laugh that she had no idea what I was putting on. She was like, what? What is this? I know them. What are they doing? How old is this? So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get some melt and pour together like I had explained, and I am going to just pour a layer of that in here and then continue putting on those little melt and pour pieces. Alright, so now I'm just gonna drizzle on a little layer of this gold. Did you just make up a new word?
Sure did, new color too.
What is this glaze called, Kate?
Blurple.
It's like a bluish purple.
Yeah.
Oh,
the name says it all.
Alright, don't make me laugh. I have to cut this. I have to be professional here, okay?
Usually when I cut things, people get mad.
Alright, back to cut this emerald soap, and if you can't tell, I have Kate here with me today.
Oh.
It has been a long time since Kate has graced the camera in my YouTube studio. Where was I going with this? Oh, I don't know. You've kind of stopped by to remind me that humans exist, and that I don't really just talk to a camera all day, right?
And you're loosely defining me as human, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hold on, I forgot to lock this, so now it is all funky on where do I stop? Alright, come here, Kate, I need your help.
Okay.
I might have lied. I think I can do this by myself.
Okay.
I think I got it. Gosh. I'm blaming you. Alright. Now let's cut this. I was talking in this video about how long I've known Bradley and his brothers.
Oh, forever.
Yeah, and how they are known for doing silly things. Mm-hmm. I love it. What do you think?
That's gorgeous.
See, like the melt and pour in there.
I think I need 2 of these.
Just 2?
Yeah, at least.
How many bars of my soap do you own, Kate?
That are currently in my closet. I think I have maybe 12, and I know I have like 3 bubble bars, and I have soap in my shower right now. It all smells so good.
Aww.
And it does wonders for my skin.
Oh no, I just pulled that out of there. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh no.
I'll put it back later. Yeah, I was talking, do you know, okay, first off, Kate and I know each other through the boys. So she is dating Pat. How long have you been dating Pat?
I'm engaged to Pat.
Yeah, yes, you are.
6.5 years.
Oh my God, where does the time go?
I have no idea.
Some of these melt and pour pieces just don't want to stay in here. But it's okay. I don't know why I put myself through this punishment.
Because it looks good.
What was I saying?
So
I'm so easily distracted.
the boys and Pet, they've all named each other.
We were talking about how I was talking about how the boys always used to hang out with the neighborhood kids, and they would always get into like trouble and do something stupid, and I'd be there to witness it. Some of the socks are falling off. And so I was telling Erica about. Have you seen that YouTube video where the boys make Tone eat a whole bunch of gross stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm in that video.
I know.
I didn't know that. I didn't remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot that I had made an appearance in that video.
When was the last time you saw that video?
Over the weekend I had put it on. I put it on for Erica, and I forgot that I was in it because it had been years since I had seen it. So she was a little shocked, but I was like, hey, look, I'm on YouTube.
Oh yeah. It was a precursor.
Alright, I think I'm done cutting this. It kind of looks the same throughout. Next I might do amethyst. I'm kind of thinking about doing like a moonstone or a pearl themed one. But yep, here's an up close look of that. Let's see if I can get in here. There we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Go ahead. Thumbs up. Oh. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a very nice day, and I'll smell you later.
Bye.